You guys remember that first post I made? I actually drew this on the stream, by the way. This Cav Gang history. Here's a little slurp for you guys. And so now I want to do another one. I've had some requests for like Stale Bread Man, I think was the most requested. But since you guys are here, maybe you have some other ideas. Neck Gang has been requested, but I think it'd be nice to space them out a little bit. Not do so it doesn't turn into like Gangs of Sad City. I want to also have some other stuff. It can be like a specific character, like Stale Bread Man, Suzy Spaghetti, whatever. Like anything you wanted to know about the comics, just tell me if there's something that interests you, and I will. If I see something that resonates with me, I'll do that. Let's go for another round of music. So yeah, Lister John saying the most requested one sounds good. So I think one of the most requested was Stale Bread Man. There was like several people who asked about this. The protagonist from The Quickening. So I'm actually pulling up some reference on him right now. So I haven't drawn him very often. Alistair John, yeah. Can't think of anything else right now. I'm sleepy. Same here. So let's have a little Stale Bread Man special. I have him like maybe I'll have him like, since I like the idea of using kind of like I'm showing documents, historical documents, so maybe it's a picture of him, but you know, he's like, there's something in front of the frame and he's walking by and we can see a little something behind him as well. So this is happening in Sad City Park. I should find a better name for that park. I think there's more than one in Sad City. So let's reduce him a little bit. This is the sketching phase. And do something like that, like there's some tree in front, like it's actually zoomed in from a bigger photo, you know, a bigger picture. Trees are another thing that I'd like to improve at drawing. I'll do something like that so you can see that she's behind. I'll do it a little bit more like that. So here is this old boy. It's funny because I don't actually kind of stop drawing noses for most of my characters, but Stalebred Man has a big old nose, so I guess I'm kind of stuck with that, you know. He's an iconic character, he's got a nose, deal with it. Chat has gotten a bit sleepy, or maybe people left because I was like, I can understand that, you know. It's funny how I have the pressure of like providing entertainment when I'm streaming and whenever I'm doing art, and the audience also has the pressure of like being in the chat, being in the comments, you know, engaging. It's a crazy world. Evil Winged still here, just also at work, so I got to pretend that I'm still working every few minutes. That's smart, you know, because I don't think like watching my stream is going to make you a lot of money. I don't think it is, you know. Maybe it will. I hope it does, especially if it means that I'm getting even more money. But yeah, still keep pretending to work. I think it's a good idea. I love Stalebred Man, by the way. Yeah, he's a good guy, you know. He's simple to me. Stalebred Man is just a simple old guy, you know. Probably didn't have a crazy life or anything like that. I think like this is actually fresh lore that I haven't decided on yet, but I think he's probably got a daughter. Not super close with her, but you know, a daughter that still loves him. That is actually like he's had a very normal life, a bit of an underachiever maybe. And his daughter is actually more ambitious. And he's lived a relatively unremarkable life, you know. And now he's old and he likes to go feed the ducks. But there's a little part of him that's always been kind of frustrated with feeling a bit mediocre, you know, a bit unremarkable, and I think we can all relate to that, you know. And the thing is that he's old and he's probably not going to be remarkable, you know. And it's kind of mostly okay with that, but sometimes not so much. He's already starting to have memory issues, you know. But still, he feeds the ducks with his stale bread. That's all that's going on for him. It's funny because when I do these streams, I realize that it doesn't take me that long to do like an illustration. I mean, it's some time, but compared to some other artists, because of my simple style, I'm pretty fast. But it feels like a lot of energy goes into it, you know, to keep. Because I think for some artists, there's a long part where you're just kind of, you know, doing like some cross-hatching and stuff like that, and just you don't really have to think too hard. With a simple style, you don't really have a lot of points where you can kind of rest and cruise for a couple of hours, you know, it's just every line matters, so you're always thinking. Evil Wing says, no idea how to shade things. Well, when you think about it, shading is not hard, you know, as a concept. Like, let's say you have a ball like that, I'm putting a little line here to indicate the ground, and you have the sun here, or some source of light. This part is getting the light, but behind, this is not getting the light here, so that's what you shade. This is the basic idea. Then you have different ways of shading because you can like do some hatching like that. The idea is that you learn how shapes work, 3D shapes work, so you can indicate like kind of cut. If it was all black and white, it would be something like that, and then you would have also the part of the plane of the ground that is blocked by the sphere. So that's the basic idea, and then you learn that because the ground is actually reflecting the light a little bit, it's bouncing back, and so this part will actually be not the most dark, you know. And same here, I get a little bit of what's called bounce light. I mean, I'm not great at this, but that's the basic theory, you know. And then what's hard, obviously, is applying it to complex volume, to the human body, kind of cheating to get a good look, even if it's not exactly like if you draw complex forms, they're harder to shade. But I think most people who draw complex form are actually either heavily using reference or really understanding how to shape simple 3D forms and really good at simplifying a complex thing like a forearm or, you know, a hand into basic shapes. Probably both, you know. So yeah, shading is like like a lot of artists, like of people who teach drawing, you know, like on YouTube and whatever, will tell you that it's really important to understand perfectly how light works and stuff like that. And I think it really depends on what you need it for. A lot of time, what I do as a not realistic artist, I just get an idea of where the main light source is coming from, and I try to kind of shade the stuff that's away from it. And for the like, it's not at all a very exact thing, but it works enough for my purposes, you know. Alright, so, and then the idea is that like the ground plane would be somewhere like that. This Bagel saying, oh yeah, this is looking cool. Thanks, Bagel. This is like a little view of the Sad City Park. I don't yet know how it's gonna be actually called, you know, this park. Maybe Duck Park or something like that. I like how, like in stuff like in Dragon Ball Z, all the cities have named like the East City or West City, or, you know, it just almost like city number 17. And so for now, with the names of stuff in Sad City, it's been very simple thing like that, you know, like Sad City River. This could be Sad City Park, but I think like it's supposed to be a big city. I'm assuming there's more than one park, so I'll try to do that. And so like this is the sketch, but my goal would be to, I think all the background, maybe I'll do it without outlines, maybe in a painterly way. And what I really want to do is, here we'll have a little Easter egg. This is the archduck, the big bad duck. Other hand would be like that, yeah. Right. So yeah, something like that. This song is righteous. So it's called Dust Bagel. You know what? I'll put it back just for you. It's called Bubble Bop. Great name. I think we with the artist Thomas Sound Factory, we went and picked names for the tracks just before we released the mixtape. And so we had fun like finding some puns and stuff like that.